Shit, what's this podcast called?
Discourse of Human Events.
The discourse is just crazy.
Everything's okay, I'm just trying to act my age. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. Yeah, I wanna know where the hell the days go. I wanna look and feel years younger, baby. I wanna look and feel
1, 2, 3.
Dildos! Cool. So I started watching the show Colony. Have you seen it?
No, I have not even heard of
It
it.
is
Was it good?
pretty damn good. It has a colony.
Is it about ants? Is it about ants, sir?
I would be shocked if it's not about ants.
It's
The
about
origin
somebody.
story of 1 million ants.
The background story of the Ant-Man.
Oh my god. No, it's about I want to say it's
World
about
peace.
the arrival of aliens, but it's really about people living with the arrival of aliens. So after the first season, this isn't really giving anything away. You really haven't seen an alien even after the first season.
Okay.
Kind of like
So
a
it's
kinda
like
odd.
post-apocalyptic story, basically. Because people have like these, it's almost like a Hunger Games or
But it sounds
one of those
like
things.
what was that other
Was
one?
there's districts?
The one where you don't see the
District
alien till the
9?
very end.
Oh,
Ten,
no.
10 Clover Lane.
Yeah, the Cloverfield.
No, this has a way different. This is like if you took, is it District 9? Is that the name of it? District 9? District
yeah,
9
that's
kind of mixed, but the
But with the
people are living in the
Cloverfield
slums.
Twist where you don't see them until the end.
No, it's the people are basically forced to live in like
But you don't
sort of
see the
slums.
aliens.
Exactly, but they're running the whole show. Like they've taken over and they've like decimated a bunch of cities, and now the cities that are left, they call them the hosts. The hosts have chosen like basically human leaders to lead however they want in each of their zones,
Okay.
which are like leftover
So-
cities.
Why are they keeping the humans? Are the humans batteries like in the Matrix?
We have no idea. You have no idea. The story's more focused on there's the occupation, which are the people that run the city, and then there's a resistance to try and take down the occupation. And above all this, there's like the hosts that are really running the whole thing. But anyways, it has Josh Holloway.
I don't have no idea who that is.
He has a southern accent and a 5 o'clock shadow at all times. Does that ring any bells?
I mean, yeah, that could be a lot of stars that I don't know, but it sounds like a Hollywood actor. What else is he in?
Well, that will give it completely away. It's Sawyer, man.
away.
Sawyer.
Oh, Sawyer. Okay, Sawyer. Now I know who it is.
Literally a 5 o'clock shadow at all times.
Is he a bad boy?
No, actually.
But the girls still like him?
He's a cop,
Oh,
sort of.
okay.
It's really good.
Well, at least he wasn't super typecast then.
No, not at all, really. That would be
Well,
really
not
weird
at
if
all
he
would
got
be like-
casted the same
He's
way.
playing a maid or something.
That's true. No, he's still. Yeah, I guess he is still kind of a tough character, but he's more like that very competent cop. He knows how to find people.
Okay.
see.
It's really good. And I just found out there's actually a second season. It's just not on Netflix yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Who
know.
was it originally from? Which...
USA was the channel.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was still a channel.
I didn't either. I totally didn't either.
I remember way back in the day that they had some of the wrestling. That's
That's all I remember
watching
from that
for.
channel. I
And,
assumed
like,
it
they
was. AMC or
reran
something.
Friday the 13th, I think.
Yeah, they had a lot of movies.
Yeah.
There were movies and wrestling. That's all I remember from USA. Oh, didn't they also have American Gladiators?
That might be right. I thought, or is that TBS?
No,
I don't know.
USA, man.
It's crazy how little it matters anymore.
Yeah,
you know,
it's very
like
true.
back 15 years, I would have known like channels, what things were on, when they were on.
You'd have your little TV guide.
And now it's like USA. Oh, that still exists.
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
Oh, I remember that channel. That was a
Back
thing.
in my day.
That was a thing once. But that's the funny thing is, I tell you it's on Netflix, so you have to be like, wait, what channel is it like live? Like, when do they actually show it? 'Cause
What actually broadcasts it?
Yeah. But you're never going to watch it on
that.
that.
Makes it, right?
That's the
No.
funniest thing, is if you watch it, you won't watch it on that.
But I feel like you try to get a feel of how good it is from who is publishing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like, if you said it was HBO, I know it's at least
Yeah.
a certain level of production value.
Well, I thought by watching it, I assumed it was on AMC for a while, because it's a little more risque with stuff. It feels more like a movie.
I think
Not
all the
HBO
channels are
quality,
trying to
but a
move
step
there.
below.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what AMC
Slightly
basically
below
is.
HBO.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I see AMC as. So, it's pretty good.
Is that what Breaking Bad was on, AMC?
Yeah. AMC was Breaking Bad. AMC has also The Walking Dead.
Never watched
I
it.
never got into that.
Yeah. First season's amazing, and then it just gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
It's just depressing, the first episode I watched. Oh, it's about zombies, people are dead, and there's no way you're gonna fight back. Nope.
Yeah. I don't know, I really like movies with alien arrivals. Like, any kind of alien
It
arrival,
isn't like
I
them
love it.
leaving. If they're leaving the planet, not so exciting. It's more about the coming to the planet.
Yeah, like, well, no, but like Star
Even like
Trek,
that's
when
a
they
very
run into
Scientologian
aliens,
joke, I don't
isn't
know.
as cool as like an Independence Day where aliens arrive, like alien invasions or takeovers or even just arrivals. Like, did you watch that new movie where aliens arrive on Earth? Oh man, what was it called? And they're trying to figure out how they're communicating, how to
Do
communicate.
you know what
to
that's
them.
called? Do you know what that's called?
What?
Arrival.
Is it really?
Yes,
Yes,
it's called
that's
Arrival.
Arrival. You watched it, right? This year.
I couldn't remember the name of it.
Mention that.
Did you watch it though? That movie was great.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty good.
That was awesome.
A little bit of a stretch, but
But a
Just
unique
really-
alien arrival.
yeah, at least it was. Yeah,
It's
an
called
interesting
Arrival.
take on it.
What is that Arrival movie?
Do you remember the name of that movie? And they made a TV show. It took place in Fargo.
Hey, is that
I'm
show
trying
back
to
on?
think what it's called. Yeah, they
is
had
called
another
Fargo?
season we didn't watch, a third one.
Oh shit!
yeah.
I need to watch that. I love how they do a completely different story each time.
Yeah,
I wonder what this one is about and where it's set. More importantly,
yeah. Who knows?
Nobody-
it's actually set in the future where aliens arrive.
And
That'd be a
the
sweet
story still
Fargo.
takes place in Minnesota.
Wait, they already did that.
I know. Just joking.
No, they already did the alien arrival in Fargo.
What?
You don't remember
I
that?
remember
Wait, did they?
that.
They did
Yeah,
that. They
there's
had the
this
fucking
giant alien
aliens.
spaceship. Remember? The,
No, I don't.
There's the end of the second. How could you forget that? It was completely unexplained, just completely arbitrary, had nothing to do with the rest.
That's
of the
probably
They were
why
at
I
the
forgot
motel. They
Yeah.
were at the motel. There's a giant spaceship coming down. And
Oh
then-
my
the
god!
And then it's the
You're
spider
right.
girl. I forgot her name.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ!
She ran up stairs.
As a joke, we said it, and it's true. That's so retarded.
Been done.
So maybe that is the next season. The continuation of the Arrival. I don't know. I feel like all the Alien Arrival movies are really good. Like District 9, Independence Day.
How many times do you
Arrival?
watch like the same concept? I always get bored with that stuff.
1,000. If it's
Like,
one of my favorite
superheroes,
concepts,
like,
a lot.
5 and I'm done.
But it's if it's done differently. Like Arrival is way different than Independence Day.
Yeah, I'll give you
Independence
that.
Day is way different than
That's
District
why I
9.
went and watched Arrival.
Yeah.
I did watch District 9.
Those are all very different movies. If it's all just like alien invasion movies like Independence Day, it would be boring.
No, I always want at the end of any Alien Arrival movie for the president of the United States to get in a jet plane and go and fight them. That happened in Independence Day.
Yes, yes.
He was a former Air Force pilot, and he, the president of the United States.
Go handle it.
No, it was with
No.
other people.
No, Will Smith helped out.
Yeah, Will Smith. Oh, it was one of the greatest placements for Apple
Oh, what?
Was it an Apple
ever.
place?
Yes.
Wow.
So, the end of the movie, do you know how they defeated the aliens?
No.
They hacked into their computers with a clearly displayed Macintosh.
I did not remember that. I mean, I remember that ending. I didn't remember it being like
One of the
clear
biggest
that was
movies
Apple.
of the 90s. Huge blockbuster.
They destroyed them with iPods.
Yeah. It's great that we had, the same firmware and everything could communicate.
Sure.
A little bit of a stretch.
They're like, oh, it's great. They use ASCII and UTF-8. It's perfect. I can read everything they say.
Yeah, see, that's why I
Oh,
liked
so
Arrival.
How
'Cause
do they
that was
even
the whole
decide
concept.
on binary?
Binary. I don't know. That might be universal.
I don't think.
What would
It's
be?
a simple on or off.
Yeah, binary, I would
Sorry.
think, but how you communicate binary would be hard.
Think about something like quantum.
Okay, they could have
computer.
a quantum level where it's kind of in both states.
Yeah.
Even
Oh,
still,
that's-
they mostly...
That's
But they
true.
mostly say, even with quantum level computing,
Mm-hmm.
that's only for certain problems. You still can't do general level computing with that.
How do you know? Do you have a quantum
I'll
computer?
explain it. No, but people are making them, and no, they still won't actually help you with general computing. They're for NP problems, or like ones where it's easy to find check the solution, but not actually come up with a solution.
Ah.
Because they can kind of be in the solution. It's very hard to... I don't really quite
Yeah,
understand it.
quantum
but I have
mechanics just
a
hurts my
somewhat of a
head.
conceptual idea of what it would be good for, and you can't do general computing with it.
But
You would still need binary.
can't we argue that you don't understand quantum mechanics and nobody does enough to know if we could do computing with it?
Well, until we actually have them that are working. But when they do, then yeah, somebody...
To the best of your knowledge, we cannot do computing with quantum mechanics.
But it's not a matter of understanding whether or not you can. It's more like reading the information. Like, we know the information would be encoded in it. It's just reading the information at that level is the actual hard part.
Yeah. But that's what I'm
Without,
saying.
like,
It's
completely disrupting
possible.
the information that's encoding.
Yeah. We don't have the capability yet.
Right. But yes, some scientists have a fairly good understanding of quantum mechanics.
I don't understand the quantum mechanics.
I don't
It's so
either.
goddamn complicated.
I can get relativity, that's not too much of a stretch.
Well, because quantum mechanics just says, like, forget
Quantum
everything you
mechanics,
know about
yeah.
reality. It's different here.
Relativity does that to some sense.
To
Like,
somewhat, but you
time
could...
dilates, objects become different lengths depending on the speed you're traveling.
Yeah, but you can sort of understand that.
Kinda, yeah, but when you get to quantum level, none of it makes fucking sense.
Yeah, you could you can understand like a rocket flying by you kind of stretches, like it. You can sort of understand where that's coming from. It's not a hard.
Only if I get really
concept.
high, though.
I think if I get really high, it makes even less sense.
But at the time, you feel like it makes a lot of
But at
sense.
the time, I think it's the answer for the universe and everything.
Maybe you think it makes a lot more sense.
What is another good Alien or Arrival movie? Now I'm trying to think of another one. I don't remember Close Encounters of the Third Kind at all. War of the Worlds.
ever watched
Don't
it.
remember that being. Really
It was not that good.
Yeah, that was
I
just
thought
another.
District 9 was very strange and then
What one?
refreshing. District 9, maybe?
District 9 was fairly good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like a cool slumlord play but the aliens being the slums. It's kind of neat.
Yeah. It's different viewpoint.
I don't know. I'm all for more alien movies. It's got to be one of my favorite
You know what?
genres.
I'm fine with it as long as they replace it with zombies. I think zombies
Yeah,
are dead
that's
now,
true.
right? Well, the zombies have always been dead. But the
undead.
fad is
They've always
dead.
been undead.
Okay. The zombie fad is pretty much died out, right?
I don't know
think
if it
I've
has.
seen-
Even in board games, it's like still huge.
I always wanted to, like, cram all of the biggest, like, genre movies together.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, create, like, a zombie alien superhero guy.
So there's a... Have you played the card game
Also,
Smash
maybe
Up?
a ninja.
Have you played the card
No.
game Smash Up? That's what that game
No,
does. You take,
But
like...
why can't there be a movie that's...
I know, I'm just
like,
saying, that'd be cool. Like, you
like
could have
the guy
a
is a
Ninja
zombie.
Dinosaur deck in Smash Up.
Yeah, but no. These are all the same character. He is
There's
an
one
alien,
person. Here's
zombie,
a samurai
superhero.
ninja
Jesus,
dinosaur that's
Yeah.
undead and a superhero.
Yeah, exactly.
That seems like like
What
I
could
feel
go
like I
wrong?
could sell this shit to Hollywood.
What-
Look
At
at
this
all
point,
the
yeah.
appeal. All the appeal.
what a busy alien.
He can also be both straight and gay and lesbian.
No, he needs to be
I want
trans,
appeal
man.
To everybody.
Transgender's all the
He'll
rage.
be that too. There'll be scenes where he puts on a dress. Everything that every little subcategory
Talk
we can
about
hit,
your
we
little
will
problem.
hit.
Yeah.
Just a walking paradox, basically, is what what we're going for.
And there will be one scene where they're, for no apparent reason, in China because we need to hit that international market.
True that.
They did that in Transformers. The guy like inexplicably had a Chinese beer or something, and
Yeah, because the Chinese market is huge.
yeah.
That's a shit movie.
I'm telling you,
this
we
is
go and we
watch it.
pitch this, we're going to give a network an an erection.
Tell me more. What other markets can we hit? What about the product placement? Oh, he'll wear shorts that are
there'll
like
be so
sponsored, like
There'll be so many
NASCAR.
toys for this too.
He'll be a NASCAR race driver in a side gig. Sponsored
At
by
some
Google.
point in this movie, an entire audience will get up and start to slow clap for the hero.
Please clap.
At some point, the hero will be down, but he'll get back up. Also, the Statue of Liberty will explode.
That's just a given.
But, like, for no reason. Like, he'll just be walking by and it'll explode in the background. No explanation whatsoever.
It doesn't need an explanation, man.
And he'll
Just like
smoke a
why
cigar
it's
as
always
it's
the Golden
happening.
Gate Bridge that's being bloated up.
Mm.
Not the other bridge, We do have other bridges in San Francisco.
But, Nick,
Yeah.
we need to follow Dan Harmon's story circle for this.
You can make it fit, kinda.
What's going on?
He's in his familiar situation of being a
A dinosaur
zombie,
transgender
alien,
skeleton.
superhero, transgender, bisexual. Alright?
Jesus.
Just his familiar territory.
With white privilege.
then-
He has to have white privilege as well. Like, he has a patch of
I
white
thought
on
he
him.
had to be multiracial so he can appeal to each racial demographic.
Yeah, so he would have white privilege because he would be all white.
Oh, okay.
So that's his comfort zone. He has to go outside of his comfort zone, but he is everything.
Okay. He has to fit in to a normal suburban neighborhood full of just normal everyday Americans. And that's out of his comfort zone.
Okay, so he like
He's got to infiltrate the suburban neighborhood.
okay. For what is he a detective or
hold on
is this
a second.
part of his ninja hood?
Who are we talking about? I already forgot.
Let's move on. We're not going up with a story out of this.
Die
Is this going
Ninja.
anywhere, man?
He's a zombie. He's an alien. He's a superhero.
Yeah.
He's a ninja.
I don't know why, but I picture him as a
He's
beat cop.
multiracial, bisexual.
I picture him as a beat
Cool.
cop, like just walking the streets.
Yeah, he's also
with
got to
a-
be a cop. With a buddy.
nightclub.
He's got a buddy.
He's
It
got a
can
buddy.
also be a buddy cop movie.
Yes, it's a buddy cop movie, of course. Man, we're just increasing gross sales right as we talk.
You can just picture the money rolling in.
Oh, I got it. He's getting too old for this shit because he's a dinosaur.
Awful.
Well, if we can make Sharknado,
Yeah.
I think this is legit.
I honestly think
This
the
sounds
plot
better
appears
than
better
Sharknado.
than Sharknado.
Yeah. It might be. Have you actually ever watched Sharknado?
No, I've
No.
seen maybe like a clip or something.
The idea was way too terrible. I don't
Well,
even know how
but
to
that's the
get it
point,
started.
right?
And bad execution, though. I don't know. It didn't seem to appeal to me like Kung Fury did.
Yeah, that's true.
Kung Fury had a little charm to it.
Yeah,
Sharknado just
Sharknado
looked
was
dumb.
lacking charm. I'll give you that.
Mm.
I need to. I feel like I need to watch the first one though, at least, just to get an idea. Zombeavers was pretty good.
Zombie what?
Zombeavers, I should say.
So,
It has Bill Murray in it.
You keep naming these fucking celebrities who I have no idea who the hell they are.
You know who Bill Murray is?
Bill Burr?
Bill
Bill
Burr.
Burr?
Oh, Bill Burr.
Burr.
Why did I say Bill
Burr.
Murray? Bill Burr.
I was gonna say, yeah, I know who Bill Burr is.
I think I just mixed Bill Burr and Bill Murray
and Bill
together.
Burr. It's an odd mixture.
That was the alcohol talking. No, it was a good movie though, where beavers become zombies. Hence,
I
Zombeavers.
might take your word for that one.
It was so ridiculously hilarious. It's like Sharknado, except it's being funny in the process. Where Sharknado, I think, is just trying to be bad. Like, let's make a shitty movie.
Well, it's definitely succeeding in doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get the point. You should definitely have comedy in there if it's going to be bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Like,
what I feel
could go make a shitty movie by just setting up a camera on my toilet bowl for an hour and a half, alright? I don't know.
Yeah, I see where you went
That's
there with
always gotta
shitty
be a-
movie.
No.
It's always got to be like a little tongue-in-cheek to it, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Setting a camera into a toilet bowl might be behavioral art.
Yeah, that's just modern art, man. It might actually be better than some of the modern art we saw.
Wow. Where do we see modern art?
When we went to that art gallery.
You guys went to art gallery?
We saw good art. I remember some good art.
Yeah, because you forgot all the modern art.
Oh, yeah, I never remember that shit.
It was-
All I remember is it's stupid.
There was like a green square. Inside the green square was a yellow
we saw
square.
those ones.
Inside the yellow square was like a
Those
white
ones
square.
that were basically, okay, I swear to God, when we first got Windows 95
Paint.
and we got the Paint program, we made the exact same thing, not knowing these high art versions existed. And
Well,
if you
they-
printed it out and made it brushstrokes, I couldn't tell the difference. It's just like a square color, then another square color, then another square color. That's all it was, but it was hanging up in the museum. I was like, I made this. Where's
Yeah,
can I print that
like-
out and put it up there?
I seriously made this in the 90s, early 90s. I might have been 8 at the time.
Did I tell you the Tom Green thing about the sketch?
Yeah, you did, but
That
retell
was
it.
so hilarious. Tom Green, he was, you know Jackass, right?
Yeah.
Before Jackass, he was kind of the person that did, like, pranks, but he never hurt himself. But
Okay.
kind of the same idea where he'd pretend to be something or do something weird in public in front of people.
He did awkward things in front of people.
Yeah. One of them was he made his own little art, which was really shitty. He just threw something together in like 10 minutes. And he kept trying to sneak in to this art museum and put it up, a modern museum of art, and kept getting kicked out constantly. Until he finally did get it put up. And he snuck out. And here's the thing. He later came back and tried to take it, and they kept stopping him. Which is just the perfect,
Yeah.
shows exactly what modern art is to most
Perfect
people.
example
like,
of modern
you
art.
could not tell that it was supposed to be there or not.
I'll never understand modern art. Or at least at that level of modern art. Here's a white canvas. Okay. So you forgot to start.
No, you're supposed to appreciate.
No, man. This one's
the
called...
beginning.
This is called procrastination. This is where all the art begins.
This would be, I will give you $10,000.
Sold!
Procrastination.
It's yours, man. Procrastination. That's yours.
Just the way I like it.
Did you guys see it yet?
Now, is that out?
Yeah. It just came
Is it
out this
any good?
weekend.
Did
It's
you see
already
it?
breaking like horror movie records. No, I
You
think
might
I'm...
like it.
What?
I will
You'll
essentially
flow.
say a lot of Stranger Things was a throwback to the original It movie in the 80s.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the same horror
So they also
theme.
have the upside down world?
No, they have a clown that's actually an evil monster.
Oh,
But he appears to you as different
I
things,
thought all
if
of
I
them
recall
are.
correctly.
Yeah, it's... There's a lot of background to it.
I can't remember. I haven't seen that movie since like the early 90s.
He
But,
kind
I
of
don't
like...
think
He
was
kills
very,
kids.
Yeah.
And, like, you have to fight him with your imagination and innocence kind of thing. It was
You
there's
just
a lot
ruined
to
it, man.
Well, not really.
You might like it. You might watch it.
Imagination.
I don't know. I'll see what the reviews are for it.
Alright.
Yeah, well, the reviews already are out. It's
And
being
I
well
don't
reviewed.
believe- No, I don't believe new reviews anymore.
Yeah, I give you that.
Because they found all the channels on the internet that people check, and they market the shit out of them. Like, IMDb scores are always
Well,
super high.
I'm going off of what people say on Facebook that I know. I don't really check on
okay,
IMDb
that
for new
might be
movies.
trustworthy.
Yeah, I go off of what people say on Facebook,
Mm.
and everyone's saying it's really good.
Do you think those users that you know from the Facebook are paid users as well?
No. Maybe they're taking money. Maybe Zuckerberg's slipping them a few dollars.
Oh, yeah,
Old
we just saw
Zuck's
an
giving
ad.
them a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Zuckerberg, we just saw an ad that it was a rumor appears to be Mark Zuckerberg's hiring a nanny, and he's paying like $110K to $130K a year. A nanny.
Yeah.
For a
He
nanny?
must speak Mandarin.
Mandarin
Because
speaking.
his wife is Chinese.
And
And
only focus on baby, I think. That's,
Yeah.
That's what's
That's a very specific nanny.
True
Yeah.
that.
And they talked about they were a young entrepreneur with a lot of philanthropic efforts throughout the world. So people have posted this. Where did you find that?
Oh, people...
Yeah, some forum
It
that
didn't
I
put that it was
used.
Zuckerberg, but people saw the post
Yeah,
and...
people have
found
derived
out.
that this is almost certainly Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Ah,
It's in San Jose.
Yeah.
California.
clever people. I can't imagine having that kind of money. Like, to be able to afford...
I can. I think about it all the time. I'd be like, if I had $1 billion, what things would I do?
Okay, that's true. I can't imagine it. And I do... If I had $1 billion, man, the dumb shit I would probably do. I would probably make our Dino movie.
That's true. I would do that.
That shit would happen.
I
Anytime
was just telling...
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, we just talked about it today.
Uh-huh.
We were driving down the freeway,
Uh-huh.
and there was some construction, and Chloe said, "What's that going to be?" And I said, "Oh, they're just going to fill it up with concrete, and it's just going to be a windowless, doorless concrete structure here in the area where they're like completely out of room to build any more real estate."
Yeah.
And I said, "That's exactly what I would do if I were a billionaire. I'd do shit like that. I'd be like the opposite of Bill Gates." Just going around using a mass fortune to do shitty little things like that.
You wouldn't be a full-on rapist?
I guess
A
Bill Gates has
philanthropist?
probably never raped. Oh,
A
okay.
philanthropist?
Jesus.
I thought you were saying like Bill Gates hasn't raped anybody, so I'd be a rapist or something like that. I didn't mean the exact opposite. It's not like Bizarro Bill Gates. Like
I was making a Charlie Day joke.
gotcha.
I'm a full-on rapist?
I just meant opposite in philanthropy.
Yes.
Just doing shitty little things. No, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say I would totally do that. Like when we podcast and come up with stupid ideas,
Oh,
I would
yeah.
actually
Getting
implement those
made.
stupid ideas.
I don't see how
I'd
they
put
don't
them into
do
action. Like
Like
what?
maybe that's what every like really bad movie is. Maybe Sharknado was completely financed by some billionaire that got high as shit. And like, dude,
You might be
dude,
right. It could
Imagine a movie where it's like sharks and a tornado.
But it's a
Dude,
tornado
a
of sharks.
Sharknado! Dude, I got the money. Let's fund this.
Fuck it. Let's do it. That's
You know
like
what?
a
Sequels.
quarter?
How many sequels?
I think those actually make money though. That's the thing.
What Big Head do after he
Oh,
got
yeah.
money? Yeah, it turned out the post is that's it is located
Yeah, see,
where
that's
it's
the
supposed
thing.
to be.
You could do
But I
really
think-
stupid things and accidentally make money off of them. Just dump your money in really stupid shit. Like, remember Brewster's Millions when he like comes up with all this like ridiculous idea to like what is it?
He's gonna ship ice to the Middle East.
Yeah, like
an iceberg.
Yeah,
They're
an
gonna take
iceberg to the Middle East, and it turns out to be successful.
Let me tell Chloe the premise of this movie. The premise is, so this guy has some distant relative, and this distant relative dies, and he's a multimillionaire, $300 million.
Okay.
And in his taped will, he tells the story of his dad teaching him not to smoke by making him smoke a bunch of cigarettes until he hated smoking. And he wants to teach his relatives that's inheriting all his money not to spend his money like an idiot.
So he wants to value money, like make him value money.
Yeah. So to even receive the $300 million, he has to spend $30 million in 30 days, and there are a bunch of rules. Like, he can't just go and give it away. He can't just pay his best friend $30 million. So there are a bunch of stipulations.
There's like a limit to services
but he's got to figure out how to get it. So he does, and he can't have any assets at the end. He's not allowed to
that's
have
the
anything
important
at all.
part. At the
So
end, he
one
has
of the-
to only have the clothes on his back. That's it.
So he invests in every idea that comes to him. And one is like, I'm going to cut off an iceberg and ship it to the Middle East.
What?
He's like, yeah, give him $50,000. And then it screws him over in the end because it works out. And he's like, shit.
And he makes money off of it.
Yeah. And he runs for mayor, but with a theme like, don't vote for me, you shouldn't elect me, but he starts to get, people start liking
Vote
him,
none of the
and-
above.
Yeah, mayorship would be an asset, so he has to drop out. I can't remember all the crazy shit he does in there.
He buys like a really rare stamp, like a $5,000 stamp, and mails it. Actually
he
uses
went to
it.
stamp collectors and started buying the stamps and using them. I think he gets in a car accident, and a really minor fender bender, and he goes, "We'll settle out of court right now for $100,000." Like, yeah.
Jesus, dude.
I want to see
That's
a
a
modern
good
day
premise
Brewster
for a movie,
Millions.
for you to come out with just crazy shit like that.
Yeah, like,
it was a good.
we need another Brewster's Millions, because that is a fun
Well,
thing.
you don't have Richard Pryor anymore, though.
Yeah, but you have other comedians and stuff that could do that kind of role.
I know, but it'll feel like Willy Wonka, like, that's Gene Wilder. They can
Yeah,
throw
but
him
with
Depp, and he can be weird or
Willy
whatever.
Wonka,
It's
they
not
made
the
it like
same.
this weird dark version. If you still just kept it a comedy, it would be fine. Because that's the whole funny thing about Brewster's Millions, was just, like, what ridiculous things could you do? Like, how would you spend money in such ridiculous ways? Like, now it would be easy to invest. You'd be like, what tech startups could I just dump
That's true.
billions of dollars into? And even the good ones will lose money.
The good one does lose money.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, but sometimes these ones where you're like, how did they get that valuation come up with? Be like, we're worth $1 billion now.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I don't understand. If you look at how much money they actually made, and then look at how much their stock is evaluated, and you're like, it totally doesn't make any sense. I don't
So
know.
what's a ridiculous thing? So if you were put in the Brewster Millions scenario, what is some ridiculous things you might do? It's been a while since I've thought about this
30
before.
days is the hard part.
Yeah,
Keep
it's
fun
obviously
movies.
the hard part, and not having anything like you can't own anything afterwards. That's the big one too.
So what's the other stipulations?
See, that's the hard thing, is that I don't remember, and they kept them vague in the movie, so they couldn't come up with something.
No, they didn't keep them vague. They're actually pretty.
Well, then why? So I would just wreck my car into somebody and be like, "Hey, you want to settle for $20 million?" Like, you could have settled for a lot more, right? Like, you can get in a ton of lawsuits. You can just go
I
and
think
start parking your car.
there was a guy though that followed him around to be able to say like that. No, that would be breaking the rules if you.
Yeah,
did
that's
this
what I'm
much.
saying. But they kept him vague so that he could always say, "No, you can do that."
Hold on, I'm looking up the rules list. 'Cause that is rules. Ooh. That's funny that's the first thing that comes up.
I know. Buy a patent and donate to the public.
No, there was limits on donations.
Yeah.
You couldn't give it away.
Oh,
Or you couldn't buy assets and give it away either.
No. Not give it away. Host on public domain. And
Just
force
give it
on
away.
people.
Yeah.
I don't really call it give it away.
But if you gave it away, that would be the value of whatever
Yeah.
you're giving away.
So I guess maybe that's the idea. Is you have to basically be investing or something, or buying something, or paying somebody to do something for you.
Let's see. Why can't I find the rules that easy? I'm thinking, okay, 30 days important. The entity may not own any assets. He must give value of services of anyone he hires. So he has to get the exact value of whoever he hires. So he can't just pay somebody like $2 million. He has to get a $2 million value out of them. He may only donate 5% to charity and lose another 5% by gambling. And he may not waste the money by buying expensive goods and then destroying them or giving them away. And he's not allowed to tell anybody about his challenge.
Oh yeah, he wasn't allowed to say anything.
So everyone just thought he was a crazy person.
You know what? There's one thing I would definitely do.
What?
On the Chappelle Show,
Yeah.
$400,000 crack party. Tyrone's $400,000.
He did throw a party like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
He did
yeah,
throw
he
crazy
throw
parties. I feel like you could spend a good few million on a ridiculous party. Like, think about the entertainers you could hire that do actually charge millions of dollars.
Hawaiian Alu themed Alcatraz party.
I need a private showing of the Beatles. the remaining
The dead ones? Like, I want them dug up.
If I could get them.
I want the Tupac hologram. I want it all. And I want it on the moon. There you go. A party on the moon. I just spend it all.
Yeah, I would probably just 30 days. I want to develop a company that in 30 days is going to get a rocket ship and take me to Mars. I'm going to fund a Mars expedition.
Well, not yourself. You can take somebody
else.
else. Because then you have to get back.
Yeah, okay. It doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't matter. I don't actually have to get the thing, but I can pay lots of rocket scientists, lots of physicists.
That's easy.
All
Now I
sorts
think
of
about
people.
that.
$30 million. You think you could spend that in a week?
Yeah. I think you actually run out of money before you accomplish your goal.
I'm sure I would.
Well, 30 million though was in the this was like the 80s that came out.
I think it was 70s.
Oh, you might be right. It's
It's like that or
late
early
70s or
80s.
early 80s.
Yeah.
So you need to think about inflation.
So what is that now?
That would be like $1 billion.
Yeah, it probably.
Well, no, the 300 million would be $1 billion. That would be more like 300 million.
Yeah, probably around 300 million.
It'd be a lot.
Yeah, but you could easily get rid of 300 million with a rocket ship to.
But I guess you couldn't actually own the actual rocket stuff, so you could only fund research. That's the thing. You couldn't.
And
have
that's
assets.
giving away too much. That's if you're funding research. Are you really? Is that
No,
you're
considered
not
giving
giving
away?
away.
The
Oh, that's
goal
true.
is to get the thing, but the start of it is to fund how do I even do this. I wouldn't even make it Mars. I'd make it something even more implausible. I want to go
Fund a
to
trip
another.
to Venus.
No, another galaxy, interstellar
The
space
Andromeda
travel.
Galaxy.
Yes, I need to go there.
Funding. Oh, that would be perfect. Fund a satellite that's traveling there, so it won't even get there for like literally millions of years. So you could never make money off of it in your lifetime.
Yeah, but would it count as an asset?
No, because you're just
Oh, no.
funding it.
Hey,
You don't
hey.
own it.
Remember,
It's a hard rule.
remember in the Ozark, Marty Bird is trying to build a church. Their church never get built. Yeah, you can always write up the expenses like that. You know.
There was a guy who followed him around, keeping track of all the expenses and everything he owned,
Yeah,
like an
yeah,
auditor
yeah.
kind of guy, basically. That's his sole job, was to make sure he did everything above board.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Fund something to just go all the way to the Andromeda Galaxy. It might cost more than 300 million, actually. That's the problem. You might actually run out of money before it. And also 30 days. Does that mean you have to finish the satellite within 30 days?
No, that's it. You fold after 30 days of spending all your money.
You're like, well, I funded it. No rocket was
No.
built.
Yeah, I got it.
We got all the research.
Yeah. We know how to start building it.
Now we just need another 300 million to build this ship. That's another genre of movie. I like those space epics where they have like a colony, like a spaceship that's a whole colony of people. I love those kind of space epics.
You gotta tell me what like one of these is. Give me
Um,
an example here.
The Prometheus was sort of like that, except it was more an
It was
alien
only
movie.
like 5 people. That's not a whole.
Didn't they have a whole But I thought they were carrying like a whole thing with them, like a whole colony.
I don't remember. Maybe.
Yeah, like a jar or something, and then this thing you pour into the planet, and it affects all the species living in the
A
planet.
colony? Oh, maybe I'm not sure what the fuck you're talking about. A
The
colony, like a whole group of people, like a large group.
The thing is, a lot of those become just horror movies, like the horror sci-fi genre.
The ones that wake up too early.
Yeah, basically, that's what those always end up being.
It actually turned me into a rom-com.
Oh, I know. The Netflix has one called Ascension. That was really good. That's the whole basis of that. Is Earth was being destroyed, so they created this giant spaceship of colony that got sent out because Earth was about.
Did you watch
away.
Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah, Battlestar Galactica. That's another one.
That's definitely one of them.
The problem with Battlestar Galactica is, man, there was so much goddamn filler in that show.
Yeah, I stopped after the first season, I think.
Karen and I could never finish. I think we got like to the 5th season. It just was too dragging, man. It was too much. 24 episodes every season.
Started out really good, and
Yeah.
then it's just like, oh my god, I don't even care anymore.
That's the problem with the 24 episodes a season. Like, there's just too much story.
Which
to
reminds
fill.
me of my business idea. I think I may have mentioned it before. Is somebody goes and edits this shit down to a much more consumable chunk.
I would love a Battlestar Galactica condensed, like an abridged version. That'd be awesome. I feel like if somebody did that, man, that's so tough though, because you have to watch it has to be like a Wikipedia sort of thing where people give, like fans have to do it, because they would create the best one. You couldn't write a program to do it.
No, yeah, but you just need like one of the super autistic people that like know every line of everything.
Why don't you just create this website?
Yeah.
Autistic
Come on,
power,
man.
No
The
problem.
Wikipedia of abridged movies and TV shows.
Yeah, it's hard to like. No one's just gonna skip around themselves. You need to actually have the bits.
Like, there's
cut out.
already a bridge DBZ.
Yeah.
Like, fans
Oh, yeah.
do it already. There's a bridge of The Matrix.
Oh yeah, they cut out all the Zion parts.
Yeah. Because it was shitty and made the movie bad. Oh, and by the way, that was, I don't know if I said this last time, that was an example that Dan Harmon had with his story circle. He's like, the first Matrix,
Didn't really.
really easy to do his story circle. And he's like, good luck with the other two to try to figure out what the hell their motives are. Like, you're going to be there with a ruler and a pencil for a while trying to figure out the story circle. There's just no clear motives for anybody or any kind of progress on their characters. Although the action scenes in those sequels were amazing. The freaking highway scene, oh, so good.
I don't know. I honestly haven't seen them since they came out. So
Oh, I
I
just
don't
watched them
remember.
recently, man. That holds up completely.
Dude, you watch way more TV than I do.
Yeah,
You do.
probably. I also like to, I'm not like you, like I can have a movie or show on in the background
and
while I do stuff, so.
No, see, that's the thing. If I'm reading, I'm reading. If I'm watching a movie, I'm watching a movie. Like, there's no
But like,
other thing.
so like for instance, like designing a board game. There's a lot of tedious work that doesn't require like a lot of like, you know, you have to
Oh,
use your
yeah,
mind.
you're
It's
cutting-
like, I just
That's-
gotta cut this out and it's gonna take 2 hours.
If I'm, like, cleaning or something, I can listen to a podcast.
Yeah, like when you have some kind of mindless chore to do, that's a lot of times when I try to watch TV. And also just after like training or something when I'm just completely exhausted, that's all I can do is just watch mindless TV. Anyways, so Hurricane Irma, is that hit yet? Or is that tomorrow?
I think it's supposed to be tomorrow morning. I think it's been downgraded, actually, to a Cat 3 now.
Really?
So I think
But still, it's like going over. Harvey was a Category 3.
Was it?
Yeah, it's just like hovered over Houston for a long time. And I think this one's supposed to do the same thing.
I have no idea. They keep changing.
Isn't it funny how we're obsessed
Ah.
with death and
It happens.
destruction, though?
No, I think that's pretty normal.
I don't think it's not normal. I just think it's funny. Like,
Oh.
everybody's watching this, and it's not like people are like, "Oh no, this is happening." A lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh,
They're
it's gonna
rooting
hit!
for it
It's gonna
because of the
hit!"
spectacle.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of it.
secretly
It's like,
everybody's like waiting for it to hit. Like when
I
you
know it's bad, and
Yeah.
I don't like seeing people die, but isn't it interesting? Get out the popcorn. Let's
Exactly.
watch people, like, drown.
actually, there's a whole
It's a
Tool
little
song about this.
Sounds so terrible.
It is, though. So many people are so into it. Like,
Oh man.
ooh, how many bodies do you think will be here? How many? You think it'll be really, really bad, or just really bad? Come on, there's a bit of Schadenfreude to it, I guess.
Just think about like when you said it got reduced to Category 3, you were almost disappointed. You're like, "Pfft, that's not going to have that
No,
high of a death count.
I
Like
think-
you could hear like people are disappointed. Like, oh man, that's not going to be as
Yeah.
much death and destruction.
What I think is it's just like the media just hyped it up so much without even knowing what will happen. Like, oh my god, this will kill 1 billion people. There aren't even that many people in the United States, but somehow, for media purposes, it will kill 1 billion
Well,
people.
to be fair, they
Like,
hyped it up because it was a Category 5.
I know, but I think, like, they should have waited until they actually knew what was... I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't because they needed to evacuate, but they should be like, it could be, it couldn't be, we'll find out, probably leave. But
Yeah.
you just see so many stories talking about, oh, it's a Category 5. This could wipe out the entire Western Hemisphere. Like...
That's a bit much, man.
I know, but they always seem so drastic, the headlines, and then it's like...
No, they definitely
yeah,
like
now it's like a normal hurricane that's hit
if it
before.
bleeds, it leads.
Yeah.
That's the whole
you know.
thing, right? Anyways, the song by Tool, Vicarious, is all about this. How, like, the chorus is basically, vicariously, I live while the whole world dies. And, like, it starts off with him watching, like, talking about watching a TV where tragedy thrills him, and somebody killed by their husband, drowned in the ocean, shot by their own son, poisoned in their tea. It's his kind of story. And then, but it's like, don't look at me like I'm a monster. You frown out your one face, but with the other, stare like a junkie into the TV. Like, everybody does it. Everybody, like...
Chloe's so into the people are addicted to things shows.
What?
Like,
Drug
what do you
shows.
mean?
Oh yeah.
Anytime, like, heroin addiction in this city, she's like, ooh, let's watch it. There was a whole Netflix 10-episode series on addiction, right?
Oh, is that the one that had Hilltop in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of
The
those had
Columbus
Hilltop.
one, and I watched the
I was like, oh,
Sacramento
shit.
one. Only
Oh,
watched
okay.
2 episodes.
I watched the Columbus one with you.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how crazy Hilltop was, man. There's fuckers just sitting there with, like, Uzis and assault
They're sitting there
rifles.
with Uzis and Hilltop?
Yeah. Did you not
Where
watch
is
it?
Hilltop? I thought I did. I don't remember
I
that.
don't remember that either.
It's the Southwest.
It's been a while though, so.
They were just sitting there with, like,
Forgot about it.
a stack of guns and drugs, man. Just,
It's
like,
Southwest
watching.
Columbus?
Yeah.
Oh, I do remember.
By the
They're in
casino
house.
and everything.
They're in the house, okay.
The casino area.
Yeah, see, I just don't realize that because, like, I would never go to Southwest Ohio. When you ask me what's there, I go, I don't know. I've never been.
The casino.
Oh, one
What do you
time-
know? They put a casino in a bad neighborhood.
One time, we drove to south of Columbus, right? And
Uh-huh.
it was happened to be a Thai restaurant somewhere. Like
Oh, I
went
do
to.
remember that.
We drove there, alright, and totally didn't expecting what it looked like. At least I didn't expecting what it looked
This is
like.
the first time we've ever been around there.
Yeah, I go over there. I was like walking outside. Holy shit! Where is this?
Yeah.
It looks so.
And we
you
went
know.
with Alan to a flea market around there, too, and I was like, Jesus. Some parts of Columbus are pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, it's
I had no idea.
Especially after we finished
Crazy.
the show, it's like 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. And it's like, I don't want to be around this area around that time.
yeah. There's some places in Columbus you probably shouldn't be out at night, ever.
Yeah, crazy.
And unless you do something, like, you never even know that shit exists.
Shit, like when I lived on Morrison, Cleveland, that's not even that bad a neighborhood. But I never walked around that
It's
neighborhood.
bad, I guess, comparative to the area around, I guess.
Yeah, like I never thought when I lived there, you know what, I should go for a walk around here, or like it's nighttime, maybe I should go outside. No, that never happened.
Yeah.
See, that's
It's nighttime. Try Time to board up the door.
Yeah.
And the windows.
Well, where I live at
When
now,
when
I could go
internship
outside
in
and be
LA,
fine.
That neighborhood like super safe.
Yeah,
I go
yeah.
out at night all the time.
Yeah.
When
Our
people
neighborhood was
walking the
fine.
dog, it's fine.
Yeah.
But different areas.
Yeah.
You can see totally different people.
I had a crackhead knock on my door and ask for a goddamn hammer.
You
You got
got
a
hammer?
hammer?
Can I borrow a
No,
hammer? Like, what
No,
kind
I
of
don't have
neighborly
a
question
hammer.
is that?
Well, it could be a neighborly question if it didn't seem like they were on crack.
If it
like,
was
I'm reading the
somebody,
picture.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's
with
a
nails or
legitimate
something
person,
else.
you know, clean looking,
What is-
and the parent they actually do some work, and I said, "Do you guys have hammer?"
Yeah, and hey, you can get a picture. But if someone that seems like they haven't slept or bathed in a week,
And also,
Crack?
hey, you got a hammer?
Also,
Like,
it was the
no, I don't, nothing.
the same lady that like came up to me like babbling about people stealing our gasoline, which might be true,
Yeah, I was there
but like
when that happened.
when you
I was
say
there
it
too.
with
Yeah.
like a cocaine addict's personality to say,
Like,
it doesn't
okay.
like give any credibility. Like, yeah, if you're somebody's stealing gas, it's probably you. Like, you're the one.
It's possible.
Like, are you ratting yourself out? I still wonder what she needed that hammer for. I think she said she was locked out of her house, if I
Don't
remember
question.
correctly. Like,
No,
what's
I
your
remember
goal?
talking to that lady. There's no coherent like
Yeah, there
storyline.
wasn't. When you,
She says,
you can't get
like,
the
when
gist
she was
of the
talking about
story.
the stealing gas, it was first there was something about that, then it was this other thing. You know, then
Yeah,
just
like
stealing gas. Like there's no, yeah, you can't tell what the fuck they're talking about.
yeah, that's a very schizophrenic thing. Dealing with schizophrenics in the past, it is sometimes hard to follow exactly where they're going at, and a lot of times schizophrenics are crackheads at some point in
Did
their
you
life.
deal with a lot of schizophrenics?
Yeah.
So did you have two in the same room at the same time?
I mean, yeah, but like different. Sometimes like schizophrenia is way different than like movie schizophrenia.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
just no, but I'm saying I talk to people that seem like schizophrenic, and they're not really. I don't know what they're saying,
Yes.
and you just go, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But what if they're having a conversation between each other? Like, do neither quite get what they're saying, and that it's just there's no back and forth. They're really just talking to each other constantly.
I don't. No, I think it would be like maybe they think it's coherent, but if you
So
listen,
they
it
both
probably
think it's coherent.
like.
They think.
So we had one where it's like your typical paranoid schizophrenic, and he would talk about like aliens and the government taking over, which doesn't seem so crazy nowadays, but like people listening into conversations, which once again, now that I think about it, he was more right about things than I ever was.
Well, I don't know about the aliens, but go
But
on.
the people listening into our conversation and the government listening, he did talk about that all the time. And now that I think
Okay.
about it, he was actually kind of right.
Uh-huh.
Because this was before
Go-
all
go
that.
on.
Like, this was probably, what, 8 years ago? 9, 10? But, I mean, all the stuff you would think a paranoid person, like, if you got really high on pot, the stuff you might get
Yeah.
paranoid about. Cops, government, all that stuff.
Alright.
Stuff that, like, you wouldn't think is an issue. Like, what are you talking about?
I got the idea. Well, and the other person was...
What?
There was no other person in this story, other schizo?
Well, like, most of the time, the schizophrenics would just be very silent. It's actually kind of sad, so I don't want to get it too into... Because a lot of them just have multiple voices in their head that just, like, basically make fun of them. Like, you're stupid, you're an idiot, you're ugly. And so, like, a lot of times it's just them fighting that. And so they're just, like, depressed all the time and they just sleep. Like, that's 90% of what schizophrenics do is just sleep. That's what I notice.
Oh.
So if they're not paranoid, it's just a really depressing sight.
That's just.
So it's good to be paranoid, at least you're not depressed.
I don't know which is better, honestly.
Okay.
Is it?
I would really be tempted to, like, validate that the paranoid guy. Like,
He kind of has
I saw
been.
them too. Yeah, but I'd do even further.
Except the alien part, I guess. And he talked a lot about religion.
Like, I'd be like, Yeah, a cop was in here asking about you.
Oh shit! Oh god, that'd be so bad. Come to think about it, he had a scaly hand. What's up with that?
Scaly hands?
Scaly hand.
Yeah, well, he's an alien.
that's
Come
nice.
on, man, get together. He's a lizard person.
Oh, Jesus.
Jeez.
He's not a lizard person. You should think everybody else is a lizard person.
No, I'm talking about the cop.
you're talking
the
about the
cop
cop.
had a scaly hand.
Oh, gotcha.
God, you can't even keep up with the combo.
Well, you had to go back to say, I should have told him, yeah, a cop was coming and asking about you the other day. He actually had a bit of a scaly hand.
Anyway,
And he looked at the kid over there and said it looked tasty, and then said, I mean cute. It was very weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining things. It really set that guy off.
that's kind of a thing, though, in movies. That's kind of a trope, right? Like, the crazy person is the, like, schizophrenic talking about the aliens who's justified when the aliens comes. Like,
Yeah,
I told you I've been
at least
abducted.
somewhat true.
What's that?
But they're a little schizophrenic.
Yeah. That always happens.
Mm.
I'm still kind of dumbfounded now I think about it that he always talked about the government listening in on us all the time.
Yeah, so he
Which
hasn't
might be
validated.
true, you know?
That is.
Like, damn,
But-
you actually got that
Yeah.
one.
Mm.
Remember that time when that was thought as crazy?
I don't think anyone ever thought it was insane. It was
What?
all plausible. It's just like, what else are you going to do?
No. You never
Not a
thought
goddamn
10
thing.
years ago that the government was listening to everybody's conversations. You never thought that was plausible.
I thought it was maybe, but probably not.
10 years ago? No way you thought that. That was like,
I don't know if that.
what is it?
They even had that movie, Enemy of the State. That was all about it.
Yeah, but you watch it and you're like, that's fiction. That's fake. That's fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Isn't it
Yeah.
funny how that is a big thing now, though? Fake news? Like, in the world of information, making up stuff is the way to go now. Just make up whatever you want, because if you Google it, something will come up with saying, yeah, that's true.
Well, how do you know that wasn't how it's like always been, and now you just have so much information that it's conflicting?
What do you mean?
That's possible.
So, okay. Before it was, let's say, CNN, MSNBC, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But they're all controlled by, I think there's a image showing that's like 5 companies essentially own
Yeah.
all the
uh-huh.
major media.
Yes.
So if they decide A is true, these 5, that's pretty much
That's
the
what's
news,
going to be
right?
told. Yeah,
Whether
but
or
I'm
not it's
saying,
true or
like...
not. So I'm saying that was fake news then, you just didn't know.
True. That's a good point. That is a good point. It's just now we actually know, like, wait, this actually is fake news. Like, no, this...
No, sometimes we don't even know. We just
Yeah.
know that they're 2 completely conflicting accounts, and there's no way to actually discern which one's true or not. Whereas before, a lot of times I think you just had one story that was decided among 5 entities.
And you couldn't
that were
argue
very
against
pro-corporate,
Yeah.
pro-establishment. Like, they all had a lot of the same agendas anyway.
But now you have anti-establishment websites and news groups.
Yeah.
So now you have no fucking clue what's going on.
So I'm saying Alex Jones knows it all. No, I'm kidding. He's still a nut.
Oh, there
But-
you go. So Alex Jones is not schizophrenic, but sounds like a
He's a
schizophrenic.
little. Are you sure? Sometimes that dude really
I'm
comes
not
off as
sure.
schizophrenic.
I'm not sure.
Did you watch that Joe Rogan episode?
Yeah, it
Where it's
awesome.
like, you know me, Joe. I don't believe in aliens. 5 minutes later, Joe, there are intergalactic beings that read our thoughts. Like, what the
5 minutes later.
That dude's
That's
nuts.
so
It
true.
was amazing to watch that show
Yeah.
on YouTube.
It's the kind of nuts that's entertaining, though, and that's what makes me skeptical. Like, it's an act. Most schizos I don't think are quite as good.
Yeah, I think he's just a crazy ass entertainer. With I don't know. Does he believe any of his theories? Maybe.
I
don't know. But
By the
about
way,
this
the paychecks,
about this
come
flat
either
Earth. That's all I had. That's
way.
about this flat Earth.
You're going somewhere.
I don't know. I don't even know how to like talk about flat Earth at all. It's so
stupid people.
It's so outrageous that I can't even deal with it. I don't even think we should give it in any more time of day than it deserves. 'Cause,
But dude, what if 10 years from now it comes out that it actually was a flat Earth? And you're like, dude, do you remember 10 years ago?
how stupid were we?
Flat Earth couldn't even possibly exist. Like, obviously not. Like, there are so many experiments, but they were just bullshit. Like, you know, it's actually all totally flat.
But then during that time when everybody's talking about the Earth is definitely flat, like everyone's starting to agree. Then there will be like this movement where people are like, no, dude, it's round. And then they'll be the crazy people. Telling you, man, it's round. Check out this stick. I put it in the ground and it's doing the shadow stuff.
I'm going to start like an alternative movement where it's actually like an octahedron.
It's a cube.
Yeah.
An octahedron. Just let's start a movement for every polyhedral dice. Like the D&D theory. We got every single one. Nah, man, it's what is it? A tetrahedron? Is that the die for? Tetrahedron?
Yeah, tetrahedron. That would be a weird one to explain.
That's why the Egyptians made the
pyramids.
pyramids.
A pyramid, yeah. The
all
Earth is
makes
pyramid
sense.
shaped, Chloe.
See, we already got the
This makes
beginning
too
for that
much
one.
sense.
The Earth is tetrahedron, are you saying?
Yes, obviously.
Not really a tetrahedron, actually. It's just pyramid shape.
Yeah.
Well, that's what a tetrahedron is.
Tetrahedron, this bottom is a triangle, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah, the bottom
you're
is
right,
a triangle
you're right,
too.
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pyramids have a square bottom. You're right.
Yeah.
I can't help it. The
Actually,
Egyptians
I
got
wanna
that
go
part
even
wrong.
Further. I want to be like, the world is basically shaped like a shoe. It's a giant shoe.
What type of shoe?
And if I had $1 billion, I would
It's a
push your
Reebok.
agenda.
There's even a the branding, the logo is part of her. I want to put this forward as a serious theory.
Oh my
Dude, you
god.
cray.
That would be fun to just have, like, if you had a good amount of money, like $1 billion, to just see what ridiculous things
Crazy
you could
shit.
come up with and try and push it into the media and see if it comes out. Like, people start believing it.
What would be
That
great
could be
is,
how
like,
Flat Earth came out. Like, some fucking billionaire like Zuckerberg's like, guys, let's start like a rumor about Flat Earth and see if it catches wind.
Dude, even better though is like oil companies.
Uh-huh.
They get like these really good, highly credentialed scientists to write like, nah, global climate change isn't real, or
Yeah.
there's little evidence in favor
The merchants
of it.
of death type people, like
Yeah,
they pay
like
just
these
to
but really
the
good
propaganda.
scientists putting out really good science,
yeah.
or like very highly credentialed putting out very mathematical. I want very good math showing that the Earth is a shape. I am going to fund some Harvard scientists to come out in favor of my pro Reebok shoe Earth.
It all makes sense with the shadows and everything. Let's fund that one. What? How like? It doesn't seem like that hard if you really put effort into it to make some stupid idea like the flat Earth. Like, I mean, obviously the shoe I think would be a little harder.
Well, if you didn't know
but
anything about physics, like you're born in like 880,
and
you've never gone to any sort of school, and somebody asks you, "What is the shape of like all of this?" You'd be like, I don't know, it's flat. You just go, look at me, I walk. You
yeah.
go. Like they say, yeah, they knew the world was round, like even 2,000 years ago, and they did.
Yeah.
Like Greeks proved it, but highly educated Greeks, the ones that weren't doing all.
Yeah,
that
the average
labor
man
proved it.
didn't know that it was.
The average man had no idea, and if you asked him, he'd be like, "Yeah, it's flat. Look, like I'm not falling down, man."
But the difference is the average man today is supposed to be a little bit smarter than the average
they're
man
supposed
then.
to be able to know it.
They're supposed to have that.
But I'm saying that's the common sense idea. If you had no idea of anything, and somebody asked you, like,
Yeah.
you'd say, "Yeah, it's flat."
I don't know. I
obviously.
don't think education got that much better though compared to old days.
Education, yeah, like before
Remember-
they're born and they go
remember-
work in the fields and they die.
Remember the YouTube video that
Yeah.
we saw
Which one? There are a lot of dumb people.
How many stars on the American flag?
50.
I don't remember what people's answers were.
50 minus 30 is negative 47, the lady.
What?
No, that's negative 40. Like,
Negative
no.
47.
What?
He's trying to do a math and come up with a negative number.
Why?
Sure, like, that would definitely not be negative. Well, she was trying to say, no, it couldn't be that, because that's a negative number. But the math didn't make sense. It wasn't a negative number at all.
It was
like
negative
50
stars?
minus 30. And
13.
she got, like, a 47 or something. Like, that's like negative 7. Like, where'd this 7 come from? Fuck. Like, how high are you? You can find some very dumb people.
The interview was conducted in Miami.
That's why I don't like those interview things, because it's like, all it proves is, there are dumb people. Like, we didn't already know that.
Which you know, because, like, okay, take the smartest people that you've ever known or have heard of. Like, Stephen Hawking, Einstein, all these people.
Yeah.
Very, very smart people.
Okay.
It's a Bell distribution. We found intelligence to basically be Bell distribution, which means there are an equal amount of people that are just as dumb as they are smart.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, in the old days, people believe what they think is authority said, right? So they're not really thinking it.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, that's what everybody says, so
Yeah.
I believe that's my opinion now. If you look at nowadays, things didn't change much.
No, it doesn't.
There's not much critical thinking going on. It's just like,
but it's the same
Earth
for you
is
and
round
me.
because I learned that in fucking school.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
round,
yeah.
so it's round.
It is.
Nobody actually going to thinking like, oh, it's actually going this way.
Exactly. I didn't go into, like, a vacuum and start conducting physics experiments, you know?
But, like, you could understand how to prove the Earth is round yourself. That's the other thing, is you also know how to do
But
this
if you go on the
experiments.
street
It
and
makes
ask people
sense.
how to prove
But you-
Earth is round and try that.
But you also form base judgments on somewhat on, like, okay, this
Intuition?
person's... No, just the judgment of the people. Like, if the person's like, hey, y'all got a hammer? By the way, the world is flat. You know, like, I don't think so. But if someone's doing some calculus and you understand calculus, and they say the world's round, you go,
Okay.
yeah, the world's probably a sphere.
But you say that, but there's also smart people that are talking about flat Earth, though.
No.
I don't think so.
Like Eddie Bravo,
I'm
for
sorry.
instance.
I don't think he's that smart.
You don't think
he's
Eddie
a
Bravo's
genius.
smart? I'm pretty sure.
No.
I'm not saying he's a genius, but he's average intelligence.
Hypothetically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you say, like, rather than saying Earth is round or flat, you just say, is this person being cast into this location somewhere in the universe, right? And then this is what he observed, A, B, C, and D, right? How does he determine if he in the round-shaped area or is it in the flat-shaped area?
Like an actual experiment?
Yeah. Like, hypothetically, he's not on Earth, he's somewhere in the universe.
He's in some other planet.
Huh?
Not necessarily, I didn't say planet.
Okay.
Somewhere in the space.
How is he going to determine whether he's on a flat surface
Or a curved surface.
or a curved surface? If it's only him?
If it's only him. But he can observe.
I don't even
But
understand.
there's a sun.
I don't
there's a
understand the flat Earth. Like, it makes so many more questions.
Is there a light source?
Hold on. So,
What's
now-
underneath?
Down on him?
Hold
What's on the other side of the flat Earth?
So, my question is, if this person is being hypothetically teleported somewhere in the universe, right? And he stood in some surface, how did he determine if the surface is flat or the surface is curved?
Yeah.
Right? And then, yeah, true, you can see some sun or whatever shiny object on the sky, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you have a sun.
Yeah, but you can look at shadows. If you have long enough of an object, you can see how a shadow bends, right?
That's how they proved the Earth was round. Was with
yes.
shadows, right? With you put a stick in the ground and you measure its
it's
length
not
at every hour or whatever.
I mean, you have to, under this condition, you have to guarantee that your shiny object casts enough light to cast a shadow on Earth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you have to have. You can't just not be able to see and not have any. It's pure darkness. How does he tell?
For example, you see the North Star on the sky, right? But North Star doesn't really cast much shadow.
Okay, so it's
You-
pretty dark?
Yeah,
Yeah, so if you have enough constraints, it would be impossible to know.
it wouldn't be impossible.
How else is he telling?
Well, then you have to observe each of the star. Remember the pattern. Remember what your locations are, right? And walk certain degrees and look at the pattern. Remember the pattern.
No, because stars are way too far away. They don't actually move at all. And you can track them moving in a circle around you, but like...
Yeah, I mean, it's...
But the theory until then was that it was a sphere outside you moving around you.
Yeah, but you see how difficult it is back then when people deduce that it's actually Earth was rotating around the sun, not the other way around.
Yeah. You can't look at a star and you can tell not over a day or over a distance. You can tell over a year that it has moved with a naked eye, maybe. But over one night, it doesn't.
Yeah,
move
it's
at
not
all.
gonna bear.
Yes,
It's not gonna
and
move.
it's easy for us is because we only have one planet Earth is rotating around.
It's easy
right?
for us
If
because we
it
have
has
telescopes.
true, but if we have multiple objects that we're rotating around that have a gravitational force pull, then it will be impossible in one's lifetime to determine what the periodic is.
Okay, so here's the question: How would you prove a flat Earth?
If it's really dark.
Wouldn't you just try to go to the edge, like?
Well, but how big is it? You can't go to the edge.
Oh, is that their thing? It's infinite? Is that what they're saying?
Well, you don't know, right? You could have died just walking around it, or like assuming.
I don't know. What happens at the edge of if the Earth is flat? First off,
shadows.
What happens on the opposite side of the Earth? Like, what is it?
So shadows should never really change. In fact, if you get in the right location, you will not have any shadow, right? If you're the light is directly above you.
Yes.
There will be zero shadow.
Yeah. So that's what you're talking. That's how
Right
you.
above you?
Yeah, then you still have shadow, just your top-down shadow.
Well, it depends on if your light source changes position.
Yeah.
I have a flashlight and a cylinder.
Yeah.
And I take the flashlight on the cylinder and I flash it. It's not blocking anything.
Yeah, but you assume it's a cylinder, right? If it's
I'm using a flashlight right now,
triangle,
and
then
depending on where you put your light source, it can stretch or change shape or size.
Yeah, but I'm saying directly overhead.
yeah, I know what you're saying.
No shadow.
Yeah, no
You
shadow.
are assuming
Directly overhead.
that your top hemisphere is the same as your bottom hemisphere.
There's no hemisphere if it's not in flat surface.
Well, your left side
what
and your
I'm
right
saying.
side.
So, for example, this glass. If the light shining on top to the bottom, you still see the shadow of your.
Yeah.
top
I
side.
got you. Take a stick and shove it in the ground. A very good cylindrical stick. It should, at certain points, have zero shadow and
Yes.
never get a shadow.
Yes.
Unless the sun moves, but you have to see the sun actually move enough to make a difference in the shadow. So that's how you could tell you're in a flat surface.
At some point on Earth, stood around the equator, at some time of the year, the sun was shining directly on top of some object.
Yeah, you can definitely get differences in shadows now. Depending
Yeah,
on where
like
the
that doesn't
sun is,
prove
that's-
that you're on the.
But you can derive the fact that it moved this much. It was there in the evening. It was there at the morning. It was there today. And then based on...
I don't get it.
trying to think of it. Trying to figure this out.
I don't know. I still just don't understand what flat earthers think the Earth actually looks like.
the reason
Flat.
they use-
I have no idea.
Is the other side just dirt? Just floating dirt?
in your theory, right? Your surface, if it's flat, right, doesn't mean your surface doesn't rotate.
Oh, it's like a
There's
disc
no
world.
rotating. So that's still rotating?
I mean, the surface could rotate around any axis.
But still...
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like,
okay, the light's coming on.
the disc
See,
could
it goes this way.
turn.
Well, getting pissed on paper.
But if you have if you have two different sticks, you'd be able to tell the difference in the shadow cast between them, right?
Huh?
Yes.
Two different sticks. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So imagine this, Chloe. So you have two sticks. Okay. Flat world. The sun goes from on top of one stick. The light source goes from on top of one, where there's no shadow, to on top of the other, where there's no shadow. Directly over top.
And you're trying to compute the
round
shadow
world,
lens and the
I'm just saying,
stick lens,
in
right?
round world, it goes from directly over top, where there's no shadow, and it moves where it would be directly over top, but there's still a shadow. Why? Because the world's curved.
You're curved, man. Try to your globus theories.
I see what you're saying.
I feel like I just need to make a basic, experiment and record it to figure.
I'm pretty sure I know how they actually really did this in reality.
It was with sticks, right?
It was sticks and shadows, but they did it over time. So, it was two different people. One went to a very
that's right, in two different
far
locations.
City,
yeah,
and at the exact
right.
synchronized time.
I see. Yeah, because you have to make it at the same time.
Yeah.
That's in a brief history of nearly everything. He did talk about that one of why we know the Earth is round.
The easiest way to tell.
The
easiest way to tell in the modern era.
Yeah, to see.
Call your freaking family in China and be like, "Hey, is there sun there? Is there sun? There's sun? There's no sun here. I wonder how that is. How's that work?" Okay, we know. It's because it's round.
Oh.
It's on our side. It's not on your side of the sphere. Okay? End of story. Very easy.
I was gonna think just look at the pictures, but I guess that works too.
No, it's.
That's so funny.
It works for only one light source, right?
Yeah.
If you have multiple
light sources,
it would be difficult.
Well, maybe they're saying.
But then
in China's so far away that the sun isn't as shiny as people say, so it's not shining that far.
Sky?
Maybe the sun doesn't shine as
I gotta assume that the suns are different. They're not maybe if they're the exact same suns and they coordinate perfectly, that's like Jesus. God was just trying to fuck with you at this point.
What do you mean they're the same suns? I'm not talking about the same suns.
No, the Chloe's example.
Yeah.
She was saying if there was another sun.
Yeah, why does it have to be another sun? I'm just saying the sun isn't as bright as scientists say. So when it's shining above our side of this disk world or flat Earth, it's not actually shining enough to get to China. And then it slowly shifts over to that side.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got it. Flat Earth. It's a thing.
No. Reebok Sure. It's definitely a thing. And there are going to be some MIT, Harvard level scientists affirming this.
Why is it Reebok?
What's
Hey, you know what?
Brand?
It doesn't even, before the shoe even existed. They just happened to come up with the same thing.
It's just Reebok.
I kind of want to start this, go into some conspiracy forums.
What?
It seems
And
like,
just start posting.
dude, it's a shoe, man. I figured it out. This seems like something that would be on Rick and Morty, though, a shoe world.
Well, they do have a springy sun, so.
Yeah.
I love that episode. Was so good.
Episode.
That was so fucking funny. Well, it's
Title
either
of this episode:
Tiny
Shoe
World
World.
or Screaming World. Screaming Sun. Because Cobb World is out of the question.
Cobb World. I like Cobb World.
Oh my god.
It's actually very interesting to think deeper in that, like.
Oh shit!
Even
Rick
the-
and Morty's
the
back on
atoms
tomorrow.
were Cobbs.
Yeah.
I'm so pumped.
No, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, if the atom was shaped like a cob, why does tree still look like a tree?
No, it looked like a cob tree.
No, it looked like a
Why
tree
does it
with
look like
but in
cob
cob
tree
shape.
anyway? Why there is a species called tree?
Because
that's the thing. None
it's
of
cob
it made
world.
any sense. Everything is made out of a cob.
No, it's funny.
Even the atoms are cobs. It's like, what?
The funny thing is that
It's a
it meant
cob.
there was some kind of danger. So they're like, we gotta leave. Like, is everything a cob?
No,
We have to
it
go.
wasn't even danger. It was just. I feel like it was Rick was like, this is just too ridiculous. It's too crazy. Cob world is just off the table.
I thought it was like it
Think
sounded
about
more
it.
dangerous.
It,
That is
it could
ridiculous.
be more dangerous because it may internally change their own structure. They may be
Like they might become
cob
cobs
people.
if they stay
Oh,
there.
okay.
That's what I got out of it.
People.
Cob people.
Talk like people. Look like cobs.
Yeah, that's what I got
That's
out of
very
that
good.
episode.
Why is it 5 a.m. on your computer?
It's not 5 a.m.
It's 10.
What'd you think of this last episode? Is that the one I watched with you guys?
What was yeah, that's the one we watched together. What was that
That
one?
was like 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if I remember.
Oh, it was where they went into it was rest and relaxation, where they went into the relax thing and got rid of the
toxicity.
toxins, and they had to
Oh,
merge
yeah,
together.
yeah.
That was a great episode. That was cool. Can't wait to see what they do in the next
I
one.
just like
So
Booger
not
Rick
Rick.
and Booger
Yeah.
Morty.
That was funny. The booger version of yourself.
It might be like some creator, maybe Dan Harmon, was sitting over there and just brainstorming. It's like, where's those people? They look like booger people. And then, let's put this in the line.
I think it kind of made sense with the toxins, like being all green and melty.
Yeah, being all gross and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of green stuff, Nick yesterday challenged me to find a green lipsticks.
Mm.
And I did actually went to the store and found a shiny green lipstick.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I didn't bring it back.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Nick would never wear them.
Mm.
Sad story. Otherwise, you can really cosplay the booger people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh lordy! All right, I gotta get going to bed because I gotta get up early.
Alright.
No, let's stay up more and talk about green lipstick and shoe world.
And oh, that's where the dinosaur could live at.
Dinosaur totally lives on shoe
Booger
world. He's made of boogers and he wears green lipstick.
He is not made out of boogers. Don't you reduce him to that level. He is a transgendered, bisexual, homosexual, pansexual man, woman.
You know what? You got me. You know why? I don't think there's any market for booger people.
Yeah, there's no booger market, man.
Mm.
Till there's a booger market, he's just a dinosaur. Trying to live that suburban white life. Alright, later, fools.
All right, later.